Well, if you're watching this video, you've learned first how different your loadouts need to be going into the Crucible to prepare you for the best outcome versus your normal PvE content. And then second, you've also learned everything about guns, stats, mods, everything about them, and improving your aim in PvP. If you haven't seen those two videos, then check them out right here at the top. So that brings us to probably one of the most important things in Destiny's Crucible. It's unlike any of your AAA shooters like Call of Duty and Battlefield, and is one of the many reasons I love Destiny's Crucible versus other shooters, and that's radar. Radar in Destiny does what many other shooters do not. They encourage a fight. In other words, because of the Destiny radar system, players on each side are attracted to each other versus hiding, and what some PvP'ers out there call camping. Destiny, to some degree, eliminates camping. If you've ever played Call of Duty or Battlefield, it's rage-inducing to find out that you were shot in the back from a camper hiding behind a rock, a fence, a bush, or any kind of structure out there in the game. Since there's not radar up all the time, it's a competitive advantage to just sit back and hide and get that first shot off. Even though the radar is always up in Destiny Crucible, if you don't know how to interpret the data coming from that upper left-hand corner radar screen, then the other player who does will have all of the competitive advantage. And I'm here to level the playing field for you. So let's get started. I'm going to send you over to Live Gator, where he will explain this in real time. Gator? Alright, thanks Gator. I wanted to show a live demonstration here of how radar works and how it picks up. And I brought my buddy here, Warcry. He's also a 50-something that we've played Crucible for years and years. And I just want to show you what radar looks like. And I'm going to give you some real-world examples here. Well, if you see he's down there at those stairs and next to B down there, you notice he doesn't show up on radar. But watch as I get a little bit closer here, and you'll see when he actually shows up. If you're looking in the upper left-hand corner, see that little red bar on the outer skirts of the radar screen? This is the distance your radar will pick someone up. And of course, as I get closer, you're going to notice the little pie shape is going to start to fill in. See? So I'm probably a good 20 meters here from you. This is where you can actually get into a gunfight. Maybe a little further away, but look what happens when I get closer. And what happens when I get close enough to him, he will actually appear in the center of my screen and flash. This means that Warcry is within striking distance of me. He's right next to me on the radar. Alright, one thing I wanted to show next was how the radar looks when Guardians are at different levels. So Warcry, if you could come over here and stand right here. I'm going to show people what, say you're wandering around here and you're up there camping behind that ledge. I see radar, but see how it is lit dull? It's lit dull, and I'll even get close right here. You notice it shows he's right on me, just like I showed you earlier, but it's dully lit and it's not fully lit up. That means he is either below me or above me in the radar. Now watch what happens when I jump up to him. Now you get the flashing screen. So this, if you see this flashing when you're in game, you're about to get popped. So you need to pay attention. When you see this flashing red around your symbol here in the middle of the radar, that means someone is within striking distance and probably going to melee you. So, alright, the next thing I want to show is how people can hide on radar. Go ahead and crouch. You notice he's not showing up, but every few seconds. If you crouch on the radar screen, you won't appear as a solid red icon on your, if you're looking at, think of the radar as like a pie. These are all little pieces around the pie and you're in the center. If you're crouched, you're going to see a flashing red like this. So keep that in mind. A lot of people will crouch before they shoot or before they pounce, especially shotgunners. And if you see, if you're flying around here, you just see the red and it disappears, he may be trying to scoot up on you and surprise you. Shotgunners are notorious for this. Alright, I want to show you why shotgunners love to crouch, because if you notice, he's not showing up on the radar but just every few seconds. So if you're not paying attention, you're running through here and you're looking to see what's going on, boom, you're going to be dead by a shotgun. I can't help that Warcry is such a poor aim, but we're not shotgun users. We don't like shotguns. But that is how someone can get you with a shotgun. Now, another way people can shoot you is by hovering over you. Now, Warcry, if you could just hover over me and shoot down on me. Say I'm taking this spot here. See how when he jumps above me, it shows like a dull red. You got to know if it's not solidly lit and they're above you, it's going to show up as like an incomplete circle. Like, see what it is right now. So you can be sitting right here, and he can be just above these steps here, and it still shows up as kind of a dull red. But if you're flying over someone like this, see how it's a dull red? And then once I get on his level, it's solid red. That's the one thing you need to understand, and it's a very subtle thing about the radar screen, is that really good players can manipulate what you see on that radar screen. This is the great thing about Destiny, is it encourages a fight. It actually magnetizes the two players to shoot against each other. So that's what you need to know. That's what you need to know with radar. Now we're going to go back to the other Gator, and we're going to show you what it feels like in a real game against other players. All right, I'm going to show you two separate clips here in two different game modes. The first one is going to be some Iron Banner gameplay that I captured. Came into a middle of a game, and it's a real short match because it was already halfway done. And then finally, I want to show you Crucible at its highest level, and that is Trials of Osiris. That's the end-game PvP game for Destiny 2, and it is power-enabled, whereas Iron Banner and other game modes are not. So you need to have the highest power available. As of recording this video, it's 2000 is the highest, and does not include artifact power. So keep that in mind. It's raw power, net power, not whatever you've added to the artifact level outside of Crucible. So let's get into it here. This first match, like I said, is an Iron Banner 6v6 match, and just want to show you a few subtleties when playing a 6v6 game type, and then I'm going to show you the subtleties in a 3v3 game type. Here we go. Okay, I'm moving with my team. See, all my team is here today. I'm trying to see where they're going to go next. I see Genitonic is heading towards C. They're taking C, so I'm going to help him out. Going right here, heading toward it. Right here. You can see Genitonic is down below me, elevation-wise. That's why there's a dot in the middle of his blue icon. And then also straight ahead from where I'm aiming here, right at the C flag, you can see there's that red dull blip just outside of my radar screen. The one thing I want to make sure that you understand when you're looking at outside little blips on your radar like this is it does not determine how many are in this blip, how many people are in this group. So just be cautious when you're charging into an area like this. So let's see how this plays out. Genitonic's coming back. So you probably saw the numbers. Trying to help me out. We're just helping each other out with backup. The snipers, you got one with a sidearm there. Somehow Genitonic survives that. Another sniper misses. Then right here, look at this. I'm facing three players, well, two players now. I killed one of them. In front of me at C. One is sniping. And then all of a sudden, and then the enemy spawns behind me. I mean, not behind me, but right up on me. This is the frustration with 6v6 games, is there's so many moving pieces on the board. The game has to try to figure out where to put you that is going to be somewhat safe. And I have a choice here. I can help Genitonic move forward on this guy at C, which we know is at least two players, or I can take care of the threat behind me, and you'll see what ends up happening here. But Genitonic's got my back as well. He finishes off the kill. And make sure you know this, when you get a kill in Crucible, if your teammate finishes the kill or you get some shots on the enemy and another teammate gets finishes and kills the enemy, you still get credit for the kill. So there's no kill stealing in Destiny 2 Crucible, which I love, because in Call of Duty and other games it's frustrating because you can get an enemy down to 1 HP, and if someone comes along and just taps him on the head with anything, he gets credit, or they get credit for the kill, not you. So in this way, you get credit if you put damage into the enemy. That's what KDA means. Kills minus deaths plus assist. Genotonic's too far away, so I'll go back to my team at B here. All about the numbers. Right here. Now here's what I want to show you what this is on the radar screen. If you're looking at the radar screen at the upper left. Looks like I have 2 players on my team that are outside my radar range. Just right outside of it, but usually what happens when your teammates are outside your radar range, they show up as arrows. And those arrows will show which way they're facing or which way they're running. I have 2 probably right on the C flag here running straight ahead, and then I have 1 trying to work its way to the outside. That's the one on the right of the radar screen here. It shows an arrow facing that way. And then Wes here is right in front of me, and he's within my radar range, so it shows up as a circle. And if he was a different elevation than me, it would show a circle with a dot in the middle. But one thing I do know is there's definitely enemies at sea. But like I said earlier, when you're looking at the outside of a radar screen blip, you don't know how many enemies. They take care of the 1 player at sea. So I'm trying to see, okay, where are they going to be coming from next? Boom, right there. If you look right here, there's at least 1 enemy that killed one of my teammates. And if you look at the, I guess the status bar, the bottom left shows you that the red player, I can't even read his name here, killed one of our players. And you can see the skull right there. It shows where he died. A lot of information to decipher here. And then also you see the blip outside the radar screen. I have my Child of the Old Gods here, so what I'm going to do is probably get in there and try to get at least a few shots on him. Activate my Child of the Old God, which will create like a... It'll at least slow down the enemies trying to get to sea or wherever they decide to go here. I end up killing him anyway, but my Child of Old Gods is down there doing damage. Grab some heavy because no one else is grabbing it. So I got heavy. I'm going to B here. And I have 1 player over at B right here. That's Gin and Tonic again. And he looks like he's going up against at least 1 player here. I have heavy ammo, so I feel it's kind of my duty to back him up here at B. And it's still our point. We're still getting points for it. So why not reevaluate this area at B here and see if they're all running to B or what's going on here. Okay, I see 1 enemy right there. He backs off into the corner. Got another player moving up to try to give me help here. Move in here. I'm a little cocky here because I got heavy. I only got 11 shots. But look at that. Even though it was a red blip. Now look on this radar screen, this is what we're seeing. We have a player right on the B flag that was within striking range here. That's the solid pie shape. But if you look behind him, there's a little blip on the outside. That shows you that there's other players on the outside of the B flag here. How many? You'll never know, because Radar and Destiny does not show individual players on the enemy side. It will with your players on your side, but not on the opposite side. So you have to take all this information into account before deciding what to do. Back off, reevaluate. I got a player here to help me. He's going for it. I probably should have charged here, but he's smart though. He comes back to where I am. Remember, it's all about the numbers. We're just protecting our lead here, protecting C, trying to see where they're going to try to charge us here. Oh, there we go, right there. 1, 2, and 3. Shows at least three players right there in different areas of the map. So that's very important to know. And that was in a blink of an eye. That was when I was rotating as you rotate your point of view when you're shooting in this game, it's like a gyroscope. The radar will actually move whatever direction you're facing is going to be always forward. So keep that in mind. Another guy sniping. Some coming back here, trying to protect C. Our players are rallying here. One in the doorway here. Take care of him. Okay, now we see a blip over here. So it means there's someone to the right. One of our teammates dies. I run to the outside here. Boom, there he is. Take care of him. Now we're running to A. We got to get some points on the board, right? Because they're starting to catch up. So I'm going with Wes and Jasperth here. We're grouping up. You can see there's players outside. Guy out there pot-shotting. At least one player. Looks like two because I saw a blip to the left also. Now this is a Crimson hand cannon. It is max range for a hand cannon, but it doesn't have that kind of range. See, they're moving in. And what do you know? Look at this. The team is spawning in behind us. We're trying to face at least two players ahead of us here on the way to B. And it looks like you could see our team is taking B if you look in the corner right here to the right. So they're taking B. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to make a decision here. The two players that are in front of me that I was defending at A, we have players on B that are probably going to come back behind them and shoot them. So all I can do here is focus on what is in front of me. And that is what's happening. And everyone is spawning in this corner on the opposite side. Another one spawns in. Now I have to decide, okay, we need to protect our lead. Let's go back to A. Wes is over here still fighting a good fight, but you can see they're taking B back now. So I'm going to start giving Wes some backup here. Take care of one of them. Take care of two of them. Wes, the ultimate sacrifice, but he still gets credit for that kill because he got shots in. So we're going to take B back here because we need to get our lead head. We need to keep getting points here. Always get your orbs of power. If you watch the first video about putting your builds together for Crucible, there's a lot of collect orbs of power mods in your class armor and your leg armor, and that's why you see orbs of power on the board. You got to grab them. I got my super here, so we're wrapping up the game here. 150 is the game. Trying to see where everyone is here. He's throwing his super. Jasper. One guy's idle in the background here. That's a free kill. Thank you. And that's the game. So what I wanted you to see is if you aren't looking at radar, how quickly the game can spiral out of control for you. Because if you don't keep looking at your radar about every 2 to 3 seconds, then you're going to see that there's a problem with people spawning behind you and giving you problems, and you don't want the problem. You don't want those problems. All right, now let's look at a Trials of Osiris game. Okay, now I want to show you a Trials of Osiris game. This is a 3v3. This is the end-game PvP game. This is the highest level of playing in the Crucible is Trials of Osiris. I'm using a Passage of Persistence card here where basically I want to get back-to-back wins. I'm playing solo. These are people who are also playing solo that just match made into my team. I'm not communicating with these people. And yeah, so we'll see how this starts here. And I'll let you know what I'm thinking as we go through this match. This is the final match, by the way. I need to win this game to get my Adept weapon for the week from Trials. And also to complete my Passage of Persistence card. Here we go. Right away when you're playing solo, and I'll talk about tactics a little bit later, but mainly it's the radar is what we're talking about today. So I'll try not to ramble here and go into other parts of the game. But if you first thing I see right here, remember this is a 3v3. It's half of the 6v6 Iron Banner game. So the radar is going to be much simpler. You won't have people spawning behind you in Trials of Osiris. The spawn points are almost always the same. Everyone is on their side, that kind of thing. So the first thing I notice here is there's that blip straight ahead. That tells me that there's at least one player straight across this chasm. There's a chasm in the middle here, and on the other side, it's like a shopping mall, I think it is. Cirrus Plaza, I believe it's called. And so you know he's on the other side because there's empty space in the center here. So we know right away there's one at 12 o'clock. And unforeseen, I guess, up in front of me here. I'm sure he sees him as well. And then I have a player, my other player is going way to the left here. So we'll see how this plays out. Oh, now I definitely know we got a line of sight on this player to the right, but there's also, from what I'm seeing here, there's also a player to straight ahead and to the left. So from reading this radar, from if you take it kind of logically and deduce that the player that I was shooting at a minute ago is on my right. That means the other two players are on the left over here, and my teammates are fighting them. So I need to keep an eye on this guy to the right and make sure he doesn't flank us. Getting back to my team, I'm rotating with them. So I can see where they're all coming from. Trash is below me here by the center dot. See, he shows that he's below me. I'm up above looking overall here, and you can see from what I see right now, we have a player just about straight ahead, maybe trying to revive his teammate there, and then a player on the right here. And I make a big mistake here, and you'll see why. You need to, when you're aiming down the sights on your weapon, you lose your radar, except in a few situations, certain armor and armor pieces if you're a hunter. And when you are aiming down your sight, remember, you can't see anything going on around you. So you always want to stay where you're always looking back at your radar about every 2 to 3 seconds. You can see he's charging in on the right, just like I thought he would. But instead of trying to help my teammate here, I should have dropped down and helped shoot this guy. But instead, I'm looking to see what's going on straight and to the left of me here. And there he is. Because I took my eye off the radar, that guy is still over to the right here. My player is probably behind cover right now. But because I was so focused on the guy straight ahead to the left, I forgot all about the guy to the right, and he damn near killed me here. You can see he's right on the point. You can see the red bar starting to fill up on the point. This is called Dominion. It's a game type that's in Trials of Osiris. You can see he's within striking range right there in the middle. Then you have that one player that flanked me on the right. I have a dead teammate on the left, and my teammate behind me. That's a decoy. Shows up on radar as a player, by the way. So it shows the decoy, the real player behind him taking the flag, and then I have another player on the left. Yeah, my teammate tried to go to the left and take care of that player, and I tried to go to the right and take care of the other player. I probably should have gone for the player on the left, but you can see I didn't have enough time. We didn't have a lot of time here. They were going to take the point and win the game regardless. So I had to make a decision, and it kind of fell apart for us in this first round. Child of the Old Gods doesn't help either. It was right on me, leeching all my energy. So in the next round, I decide I'm going to stick with my teammates a little bit closer this time. Flag is on the right, and I'm going to see how they react. Nothing on radar yet. Moving around. Alright, so right here, I can see my teammates right there. You can see my teammates both are focused on the platform up top, which is where the flag is this round. I threw down a turret to help anybody that tries to... I probably should have waited on that turret, but I didn't pick him up on radar until right now. So I'm just trying to back up Trashed here. He looks like he got shot. He's trying to get his health back behind cover. One of their teammates is dead. My arc buddy and my solar buddy. Solar buddies come firing in, do some damage. They picked up and revived her, and these damn smoke bombs are terrible. They are so bad. You can see they're just about to take it, so we have to make a decision. We have to charge her, otherwise they win the game by default. They both run in. I miss my jump. Both of my teammates die, so I got to make a decision here. On the radar, I think I see 2 players, and it's going for broke here, pretty much, because they've already taken a majority of the flag, and I have to just make a decision to try to end the round here. Ends up being just one player. My freezing bolt does not track worth a damn. So I missed my freezing bolt, so it's all about my sidearm kill here. Yeah. Sidearms for the win. Pick my teammates up. So that round goes to us. Okay, the flag is on the right again, but now heavy is up. So that creates a new problem for us here. We have to decide what to do. All right, so straight ahead, across the chasm again, there's a player there, probably wanting to jump on that heavy. My other player is on the left-hand side. You can see he's outside my radar, and it's a little arrow. He's facing that way. He's trying to run around and probably defend from that corner. And then my teammate in front of me here probably has even a better picture of where this guy is. Uh-oh, see the flicker right there? That means there's two enemies now in front of me, one on the left and one in the center. Now we see that there's a teammate in the center. My teammate killed this enemy here. That's why the red orb's there, but there's still a teammate around the corner to the right and then far right where the flag is. But I'm going to sit here and defend and just make sure my teammate, unforeseen here, gets his heavy ammo. Now look at that. The radar just went blank. So that tells me that the enemies went back to that flag, but they might be airborne right now. You heard the blink. Whenever you blink, you're taking off radar for a split second. So let's see how this turns out. There they are. Dead teammate, a dead enemy right here. And my other teammate is committing on the right, so I need to help him commit as well. The shotgun. How on earth he kills both of us? That was just good play. But because our teammate did not group up and bunch up, he ends up saving the game. So we're up 3-1. Got to win 2 more rounds to win the game. I'm switching to Jade Rabbit, something a little longer range, seeing if I can switch it up a little bit here. Because this is a kind of a longer map. Right off the bat at the flag. There they are. One player to the right. And right here, you couldn't see, it was a split second. Right, if you saw right before, you saw there was a line on the outside of the pie piece. That tells me that there was an enemy player farther away. And this enemy player doesn't even see me. He's running with that shotgun to go right at my teammate. Should have pulled out my sidearm here, by the way. My mortar's doing damage. Trying to finish the kill here. That, and then all of a sudden this teammate comes in and tries to charge me, but my player trash behind me is helping us out. Leaves just the one player behind the trying to defend himself. And remember, when you're playing trials, and this is unrelated to radar, always pick your teammates up. It's all about numbers. It's by himself. Even if he goes behind cover, there's no way he can survive this. Game over. Match over. Alright, so we have to win one more match, and the game's over. I'm going to switch back to my closer range weapon, because I think it's going to get pretty heated here. The flag, the domination point is in the middle. I'm looking to see what my teammates are going to do here. There we go. Did you just see that guy blink through the wall? I didn't think I was seeing things, but I don't know how that happened, but oh well. He's going right at the flag. So I know right away I have two enemies to the right of me here. If you see the little line behind the pie piece, that means there's one further away and one closer. And it looks to me like this player is charging us. Got a turn up to help protect. And an arc buddy, of course. Alright, you saw the flash right there. That's 2 teammates. There's the third right here. I have to get my health back. He's charging. Arc buddy for the win. Gotta come back and help. And to see how it's dull red right there, that means he's in the air. He's jumping in the air right now. My teammate in front of me, unforeseen, is shooting the guy to the left of us, and then there's this teammate to the right. I mean, this enemy to the right that's jumping in the air. See the dull it is right there? He's still jumping ahead of us, right above me here. That went dull right there. That means he jumped in the air. And he's right above us. And he throws a damn smoke bomb. These smoke bombs are just brutal. My teammate's shooting me. He doesn't even know that I'm not his enemy. We ended up getting the match. Get my adept weapon. And the card is complete. So there we go. There is an example of a 3v3 game. It got a little intense there. It was a pretty close game. We all had pretty good damage numbers. We all were participating. I ended up getting the most kills, or actually revived the most teammates. And I got second most kills in the game. I mean, I think I did pretty well to help my team out here. I think we all worked together pretty well. Pretty evenly matched game. But like I said, Few things to take away here on radar. I showed you 2 examples of 2 totally different games and how to read the radar differently for each game type. Get in the habit of looking at your radar every 2 to 3 seconds because you can see how quickly things change. Destiny 2 and Bungie try to give you all the information in front of you so that you will engage in a fight, or at least get set up for a fight. So keep that in mind when you're looking at radar. So now that you have learned and watched all of the subtleties of perceiving the radar system in Destiny 2 Crucible, now you're ready for the next step. And this video right here will show you how. Later, Guardian.